Welcome to Classic Cars Adelaide, Australia's classic car showcase. And we're here at Adelaide Hills House, our valued sponsor's place, a luxury B&B located at Summertown in the glorious Adelaide Hills in South Australia. But we have something truly special for you today. It's a 1999 Jaguar XKR. Well, hello there, and welcome to the cockpit of a 1999 Jaguar XKR. This is the X100 series Jaguar. Actually, he started off in 1996 as the Jaguar XK8, and that was the model that followed on from the infamous Jaguar XJS. The XJS was launched in 1975, and it ran for a staggering 21 years, right up until 1996, when it was replaced by the Jaguar XK8. But 2 years later, in 1998, they bolted a supercharger onto the standard aspirated XK8 model and created this, the XKR. It transformed it into a beast. This is the X100 series Jaguar, which ran from 1996 for 10 years, right through to 2006. And the XKR model, although it is a GT, it is a Grand Tourer in every sense of the word. By putting that supercharger onto that AJ V8 engine, it not only transformed it in terms of performance and horsepower and acceleration, it transformed the experience. XKR has two unique personalities. On one level, it's a very subtle GT tourer, beautiful to drive, quiet, well appointed, luxurious in every sense of the word. Put your right foot down and you unleash the beast. Welcome to Wanga. Well, welcome to Hither and Yon. I'm on the main street of the historic township of Wanga. This township was founded in 1839, only 3 years after Adelaide was founded in 1836. This district is actually famous for the production of slate, and the slate which was actually produced here in the district forms part of not only Parliament House on North Terrace in Adelaide, but also St. Peter's Cathedral. The historic township of Wanga is so popular with classic motoring enthusiasts, and I can see why. It's within 1 hour of the centre of Adelaide. It's also very popular with foodies because there's the even more popular historic farmers market, which happens down here on weekends. brings people from all over the region. That's something you have to experience. Wanga is within the McLaren Vale Wine District. It's a beautiful part of South Australia, but it's also on the doorstep to the Fleurieu Peninsula. And that's where we're heading next, to a stunning part of South Australia. No episode of Classic Cars Adelaide is complete without a visit to a bakery. And here we are at the Wanga Bakery on the main street of Wanga. They are specialists. They homemade beautiful pastries, beautiful breads, and even better, donuts. So why does this 1999 Jaguar XKR handle like it does so well? Computer technology, active suspension, double wishbones all round. That's the equation for fantastic handling of this 1999 Jaguar X100 XKR. 0 to 100 in 5.2 seconds, 370 brake horsepower. It all adds up to a pretty potent mixture, which puts this car firmly on the road as an exhilarating GT. So some say the styling of the Jaguar XK8 or the Jaguar XKR is actually remarkably similar to the Aston Martin DB7. Well, truth be told, the DB7 came first, and the XK8 was an evolution of that vehicle. The original design was put forward to Jaguar, but it was decided the timing wasn't right. Aston Martin wholeheartedly picked it up and created the great success story of what became the DB7. Jaguar were very focused. They wanted to release an XK8 which took on the competition from Mercedes-Benz, from BMW, and they wanted to differentiate not only on looks, handling, styling and quality, but also on price, and they achieved it. The Jaguar X100 series finished in 2006, and it was replaced by the X150 series, which saw a return to more angular lines. But the beauty about this X100 is that it's now just over 25 years old. And there's a bit of a theory amongst classic car enthusiasts that some cars, once they hit the 25-year mark, they become a classic and you begin to look at them differently. And in my own observation, this XKR, the X100 series Jaguar, is exactly that. When this car first came out in 1996, it was viewed as a little bit retro. It was looking back to the lines of the wonderful Jaguar E-Type, and also to maybe some lesser degree the Jaguar D-Type. Fast forward now to today, and these lines actually look completely different. This car looks svelte. Its gracious flowing lines certainly do have a hint of the past, but it still looks modern. In fact, I'm going to go as far as saying is the Jaguar XKR looks better today than it did when it was first launched. Way back in 1802, Matthew Flinders and a Frenchman called Charles Baudin surveyed this neck of the woods. In 1836, it was actually Colonel William Light who did the detailed surveying of the land area. Today, it's a very different place. It's all about tourism and it's all about agriculture. Being only 1 hour from the city of Adelaide, it's also great for classic cars. What a wonderful place to bring your classic car and have some spirited motoring through a beautiful part of this state. So how does this car perform differently to its predecessor, the Jaguar XJS? Well, I've owned a couple of Jaguar XJSs over the years, so I've got a bit of insight as to how different the driving experience is. I had a mid-1980s Jaguar XJS HE model, which is the high efficiency model. Straight line power, not too bad. 5.3 litre V12 engine. What a venerable engine that was. Then I had a update model, which was a 1991 XJS update model. 4 litre straight six, firmer suspension, more precise handling, and they softened the lines on the body. I thought it was an improvement. In fact, a measurable improvement in the handling of the XJS. That went right out to 1996 when they finished the XJS line with what they called the Celebration model. Then the XK8 took over, the XKR 2 years after that. But it's a completely different vehicle. This car is infinitely more comfortable. This car is a better drive than an XJS, in my opinion. But I think it is the supercharger that's been bolted onto the top of that AJ V8 engine which makes all the difference, because you get all the comfort, you get all the bumps soaked up, you've got the wonderful double wishbone suspension on all 4 wheels. It does everything it should, but with a supercharger, it goes like a bat out of hell. Let me share with you a little bit of insight into South Australia's motoring heritage, because it is truly a big scene here. For those that aren't aware, South Australia is a big place. It's about 1 million square kilometres. The capital city is Adelaide. Population of circa 1.3 million in a state with about 1.8 million people. But a very rich and deep motoring heritage here. Lots of car clubs. In fact, the Sporting Car Club of South Australia is purportedly the largest car club in the Southern Hemisphere. We also have an abundance of motoring events throughout the year. We've also got the National Motor Museum right here in Adelaide, in the Adelaide Hills, in the township of Birdwood. But events like the Adelaide 500, the Adelaide Motorsport Festival, the Adelaide Rally, the Bay to Birdwood, the McLaren Vale Classic, the Yankalilla Classic, the All-British Tour down at Victor Harbour. It just goes on. There are just so many wonderful events. And I've recently been to All-British Day at Echunga in the Adelaide Hills. Now that's only to name a few. So every month you will find here in South Australia there is a wonderful motoring event, usually a classic car event, for the enthusiasts to come out and enjoy. But the big thing is the driving roads. The driving roads in South Australia are glorious because the scenery is glorious. You really do get a wonderful showcase of South Australia by just getting out and about in your classic car. I'm in a modern classic today, of course, is Jaguar XKR 1999. But go out in Adelaide on a weekend and you'll see lots of early classics on the road, because per capita, South Australians own more classic cars than anywhere else in Australia and possibly anywhere else in the world. This row of century-old pine trees just out of Normanville is epic. Certainly for classic car motoring enthusiasts, because many drivers come down on weekends and enjoy this spectacular scenery. But this coastal drive rates as one of the high points of motoring tourism in South Australia. Featured in so many online blogs and videos and brochures and promotions right around the world. And you can see why, because this almost brutal but beautiful landscape just lends itself towards photography. Did you know that there are 5,300 kilometres of coastline right along South Australia? And what better way to see it than in a modern classic like a Jaguar XKR. Thank you for joining us at Classic Cars Adelaide, Australia's classic car showcase. Today we've featured this stunning 1999 Jaguar XKR. We've also shared some history about the Fleurieu Peninsula, a truly beautiful part of South Australia. Please do like and subscribe so that you don't miss any future episodes of Classic Cars Adelaide, and we very much look forward to seeing you next time.